Evan Lachnit tells us this Mizzou success is something not many might have imagined just a month ago.
September 16th and September 23rd. 2 days that seem so long ago for the Missouri Tigers. 2 blowout defeats in back-to-back weeks in September left the Tigers reeling. But it is a much different story now, 2 weeks into November.
It is obvious the Missouri football team has had a turnaround this season, but that turnaround may have very well started right here in this room.
It's a turnaround, and I don't like it. I want to win right now, but that's not the hand I'm given.
That inspired post-game rant came on September 23rd. 7 weeks later, the Tigers are winning, and by a lot.
We're tired of losing. No one likes to be 1-5. That's awful on any team. And coaches like scrap all that. Come back and let's work.
We're moving in the right direction, like I said, however many weeks ago that was, making progress in a lot of areas.
We rounded all together, all the players, the seniors, and realized that we got to finish it out right. And this is just another step in the process.
People can hit hot streaks and get going, and that's what we did. The way we're playing now is how we knew we should be playing.
From 1-5 to 1 win away from bowl eligibility.
It's a great opportunity ahead of us, and we plan on making the best of that opportunity.
It's huge. It's one of our goals. We got one more to get eligible, but we want to finish finish the season out strong.
We want to be +1 at the end of every game, get better every week, see where the coins lay. So positive atmosphere. Everybody know what we can do. Just go out and compete every day.
And with 2 games left on the schedule, the Tigers are not looking back.
At the end of the day, why run short when you can run long?
Evan Lachnit, KMU8 Sports.
Evan, thanks for... The basketball team has made news off the court with social media posts. KMU8's Evan Lachnit tells us social media has a growing power in sports.
In just one scroll of a mouse, information and news is instantaneous.
Once something hits Twitter, it's everywhere.
The world of sports has not been immune to this.
I never expected cryptid tweets or Instagram posts or Snapchats ever being a critical part of covering anything, especially sports.
From breaking sports news, to college recruiting announcements, to Twitter mobs, social media's power in sport was exposed last week in Tennessee.
You see legitimately a Twitter mob take out Greg Schiano.
After reports of Schiano taking the Vols' job, fans took to Twitter in outrage.
It can be a matter of minutes before something starts to spread, and what happens is it grows exponentially.
In a matter of hours, Schiano would not have the job.
He went from, I'm going to be the head coach of Tennessee, one of the best jobs in the country, to, I'm not taking that job. I don't want to deal with those loons.
The results had lasting effects.
What happened throughout the week is going to occur again. You're going to see an athletic director lose his job like John Curry did at Tennessee. And I think it has hurt Tennessee's ability to hire a good quality coach.
Closer to home, the resurgence of Mizzou basketball has been paired with the curious social media posts from both Michael and Jonte Porter. Last week, an Instagram story from Michael Porter created such a stir, it became news.
Porter posted this on Instagram. The post reads, "Just letting you all know, whoever said it was going to take 3 to 4 months to recover lied."
But is it right to always read into these things?
You do it just because you can. Why not? You have fun with it. You have fun with it. You know what it means. Let everyone else melt around you.
So the question is now when, not if, a social media storm shakes the sports world again. Evan Lachnit, KMU8 Sports, Columbia.
Evan, thanks. This has still been a big weekend for someone no longer racing. Columbia's own Carl Edwards retired from racing back in January. But as KOMU8's Evan Lachnit lets us know, Edwards is still earning recognition.
This is typically what people picture when they think of Carl Edwards. But Saturday night, Edwards was honored for something not earned on the racetrack.
It's humbling, to say the least. I didn't expect this.
Edwards, along with 11 others, ranging from an NCAA baseball coach to Special Olympians to a young boxer, received a 2017 Musial Award. This awards show highlights extraordinary sportsmanship.
For them to use me is kind of interesting because I have not always been the best sport. It took me a long time to figure out really what sports was about. And
But exactly a year ago this weekend, Edwards showed a gesture that highlights who he truly is. Racing for a championship in the final race of the NASCAR season, Edwards was leading on his way to a championship.
Carl Edwards into the wall. He got tagged by the 22. Big hits by the 19.
That crash not only ended Edwards' race, but also his championship aspirations. Instead of losing his cool, Edwards went to Joey Logano's pit box, a fellow championship competitor and the driver who caused the contact leading to his wreck, and wished Logano's team luck.
No matter how tough the race is or how bad things go, that's what really makes the wins special. But it's cool as my career got towards the last couple of years, I really truly just enjoyed being a part of those events, and I learned not to focus as much on the result, even though it's the greatest thing in the world to win, but it's just fun to compete.
Who helped Edwards get to that point?
It's funny, I'm extremely stubborn, and so I'm sure a bunch of people told me all about sportsmanship, but I had to figure it out on my own. For me personally, there's not been one person, but as I look back, I kind of just realized that, really why we're doing this. It's about the sport.
Evan Lachnit, KMU8 Sports, St. Louis.
Evan, thank you very much. So good to see and hear from Carl Edwards. The Musial Awards, now nationally televised program, will be shown across the country in December. And though he's retired, Edwards says he does sometimes think about a comeback. Gearing up for the Texas Bowl in Houston in just a few weeks. For 19 seniors, this will be their final time suiting up in the black and gold. As KOMU8's Evan Lachnit reports, one Tiger has a familiar name and had a special moment on senior night.
This is Adam Rowland. He's a senior offensive lineman for the Missouri Tigers.
A lot of people dream of making it to the NFL and going anywhere possible to be able to make that happen. My goal was always just to be able to come and play for this university.
He always said that he wanted to come and play football at Mizzou.
Rowland may be unfamiliar to many. In his 4 years at Mizzou, Rowland played in one game. But let's go back a second. Rowland is an offensive lineman. So why is he wearing the number 23? There have been many changes for the Missouri football program over the years since the 1960s. Expansions to Memorial Stadium, changing of conferences, but one thing has stayed the same, a Rowland on the field for the Tigers at Faroe. This is Johnny Rowland, a Mizzou legend, NFL running back and coach, and Adam's grandfather.
I'm happy for him. He's chasing his dream. And has chased his dream.
Johnny's number 23 is retired by Mizzou, but for senior night, Adam was allowed to wear his grandfather's number.
It was as emotional as I've ever been. Easily the most emotional night I think that I've had. As soon as I walked in the locker room and saw the 23 on the pads, I knew it was going to be a pretty rough night, and then I was going to have the tears flowing for a little while.
Adam's road to his senior night was never the most glamorous. Adam switched from offense to defense, back to offense, while never getting that big break. But that never affected him.
It takes a lot of intestinal fortitude, I think.
I said, I'll do whatever you guys need me to do. And that's been my mindset from the moment I walked into this program. As a walk-on, I wasn't necessarily expecting to be able to see the field very often, so my goal coming in was do whatever the program needs. And
he's totally happy with what he was doing, giving the guys a good-looking practice, being dedicated to the team.
He thought, it doesn't matter what they ask me to do, I'm going to do as best as I can wherever it is.
Now, Adam hopes he has left a mark on the program.
My challenge to the younger guys is to get this passionate about what you're doing. When you get to a point to where it hurts to be able to leave, it hurts your heart, that's saying something.
Evan Lachnit, KMU8 Sports, Columbia.
Adam is about to graduate and will complete college in 3.5 years. He'll move to Indianapolis in January to start an internship with the Indianapolis Indians.